What's up? We back on the pecs. Right now, today, we're kind of warming up, just playing some unranked again. But I kind of wanted to talk about the Season 30 changes, because I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty excited. It's a lot of good stuff that they're changing up. I've started playing again, like I said, I might have said it last time, but I started playing again really consistently over the last month or two. And a lot has changed since the last time I'd played before that. But I'm excited for the stuff they're changing with Season 30. Obviously, the biggest one is the Bloodhound rework, which is going to be very interesting. I used to play Bloodhound a shit ton in Season 1. Like a shit ton. That was my character. Mainly because she had, well, they had Aura. And, I mean, out of all the characters and all, I wanted to see where everyone was. So, obviously, I chose the Recon character, which at the time had, I guess there weren't classes at the time, but they were kind of the Recon character. So, I played a lot of them. So, I'm really excited to see them get attention again, because they're just kind of got power crept out of the Recon role. There's just a lot of better choices now, but I'm glad that they're finally showing love to some of the older characters like that. Although I guess I would say finally, but I guess they've already kind of done that with like Lifeline, all that. But no, I'm interested in that. I definitely think a lot of the changes for quality of life are really good. Like the looking at the Ravens and not having to scan them or like interact with them, that's great. But obviously the biggest one that everyone's talking about is the ult rework, which that's going to be interesting. I'm going to say I don't know how effective it'll be because it's a cloak and not like full invisibility like Mirage has. But I definitely do think it's still going to trick up people because I mean it's still a cloak at the end of the day. Like even if you're like partially visible from the shimmer you have, like you're still kind of visible. So I think that would be really interesting, especially since enemies and teammates can get in it. I think next season is going to be chaotic when everybody's running Bloodhound, trying it out, and everyone's going to be ulting and cloaking. But I'm not too worried about it because I doubt it'll last that long. Wow, half the game's here, as usual. But, yeah, I think it'll be cool to see how games play out with 15 different Bloodhound ults throughout the game. But, again, I think it's a really great change. I'm happy that they're showing love to such an old character. And the tack getting reworked to be like be more consistent with scanning after is really great. And yeah, I think it'll be really good. Fuck, where was that backpack at? I think it's up top. Anyways, apologies. I'm distracted trying to get this. But yeah, I think it'll be great with the tack change and all that. I'm excited. But the next biggest change, I think that's really the one that really, not only is the Bloodhound rework going to be awesome, I think the loot rework's going to be awesome. Because, oh, I didn't mean to choose that. I kind of like the other one more, but that's fine. Because one thing I definitely noticed when I came back to Apex was the loot disparity. It's just there's just so much loot, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it definitely changed the way the game played, and I noticed that if I wanted a gun, it was a lot easier to get that particular gun with arsenals and such off rip. And I thought it was interesting how it differentiated itself from other battle royales by doing that. But can I even? No, I missed everything. I thought it was very cool, but at the same time, it does kind of take away from a battle royale in which like you're kind of supposed to be given. I mean, I guess it's all subjective on how people like to view a battle royale. Like, it's still obviously a battle royale. I just think the loot aspect of it has gotten so inflated that it's less about making with what you get and getting lucky with loot or killing people with good loot and taking it. Everyone kind of gets good loot, or at least gets loot that they would want off rip because of arsenals and just extended supply bins, yada yada. So I think them reworking and dispersing it, it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to play a little more, maybe like at least loot wise, like with how people think about loot, I think it'll play more like it was in the earlier seasons, where it was a lot more scarce. I think that's honestly a good thing. I think it'll change it up. I think we kind of need some changes. I guess we're gonna rush this lifeline. There's still those guys on the... Okay. Okay. Well, I think I get a quick res. Yeah, we get a quick res. I still downed somebody, thankfully. I should have just TP'd as soon as I got shot. I was thinking maybe I could get behind cover in time, but I'm gonna get rushed now. But yeah, I think the loot changes are gonna be great. I'm excited to see how it forces people to play and makes them think about better fights and such to get better loot. Yada yada. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited to play ranked with that change. I think it'll make it very much more strategic and thoughtful, which I'm not saying it's not already, but I think it will make it more that way, and I kind of like that type of gameplay, mainly because I'm ass and gunfights aren't exactly always my strong suit. I'm trying to get better at that, but yeah. And then obviously with the loot changes come the corrupted attachments. I think the corrupted attachments are going to be very cool. 5 different ones with the I like that they chose to give it a downside to like make it more balanced out. I think that's
super awesome.
I might die here. Holy. I gotta kind of like sit on the edge of the ring and pray. All right. Yeah, the corrupted weapon attachments. I think all of them are interesting. The only thing is that there are some that are kind of clearly better than the other ones. Like, especially the one that's pretty much just skull piercer, just reworked again. But at least there's a downside. I will say that. I think it's like a reduction in mag size, but still more headshot damage. Everyone's going to choose that. Same with the recoil reduction. I think there was one with recoil reduction. I can't fully remember. Stuff like that. There's definitely going to be ones that are more popular. But obviously that's just going to come with a lot of things in a game like this where people are just going to choose the better thing. Can you blame them? But no, I think it's going to be a great thing to change up the game. I definitely am excited to choose some of them. I think the one that causes more sniper damage will definitely... I'm pretty sure... No, it was a faster fire rate on the sniper. Very interested in that. I want to see a faster shooting Sentinel. I really want to see that. I want to charge the Sentinel. I want to have that attachment equipped. And I want to see how that plays. That is going to be very interesting. Is it going to be fun? Will it get nerfed? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I am excited for the attachments and the looting changes. I think other than Bloodhound being changed, like character-wise, that's super exciting. But game mechanics-wise, I think the loot changes are going to switch up the flow of the game. I think we kind of need that. So I'm excited for that. I don't know where... Okay, there's one. I was going to say, like, I don't know where the hell these guys are. I've kind of been just running around talking rather than killing people, so... I think these are the same guys from earlier that were trying to beam me. Oh, no. Yeah, this is... Oh, wait, I had the longer ult range. Wait. See, I regretted it earlier, but maybe it was actually the play. 5 steps ahead. Oh, we're dead. Oh, Lord. Yeah, these... I'm going... not to make excuses... Oh, you disconnected. That's a shame. Not to make excuses, but I will say this is my first game, so bear with me here. Care package incoming. Why are you looking at me like that? But no, yeah, the looting changes. Next thing I think that's the biggest one is energy ammo. Oh, I forgot to mention the arsenals in the loot changes. I think the arsenal changes are definitely
really cool.
That was the one thing that I noticed when I started playing again. Arsenals weren't a thing the last time I had played, so when I saw them, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, you get to choose like what guns you get pretty much off rip, I guess, kind of. If you just land in a place with the guns you want, you always get the gun you want. So that's very
awesome sauce.
Oh my god, I should have hit him. I think I killed this guy. I missed my last clip. Okay, thank you. I'm dead to Storm. Yeah. That was pretty bad. That was pretty rough. Not gonna lie. Alright, back to what I was saying. Apologies for that game. That was a little rough. Man, I keep getting jump master. I want to like talk while my teammates land somewhere. I'll choose like spotter like I don't know, something. As I was saying about the arsenals, yeah, I think that'll be
Cool.
they're delayed later. So maybe people will start planning around rotating the places with arsenals they like. I don't know. Interesting stuff. But as I was saying with the energy ammo, yeah, that's going to be very
Dope twin.
I think the energy ammo thing is almost just as interesting as the entire rework to the loot system. Because that's just, we've never seen something like that, I feel like. At least from what I know, I don't think we've seen something like that where they just completely change how the ammo type works like that. So that's going to be something else. I think some weapons will maybe benefit better than others by well, let me first, if you don't know, let me explain it. So it's pretty much like they're making it so energy ammo isn't really an ammo type anymore. It's more of like the weapon recharges its ammo over time. It has like a capped amount, and then once it recharges over time. It recharges that capped amount over time. So I know like the example in the trailer was like a Havoc with like, it might have been a Havoc or a Volt, was 100 charge. It has 100 bullets and then 18 in the mag. But then the more you use it, obviously the less you have, but then you have to wait for the ammo to come back. Very
awesome sauce.
I think it'll be good on especially things like the triple take. Like you're not gonna use 100 bullets that fast with the triple take, and if you are, that's kind of insane. But stuff like the Volt, I'm really not sure how the Volt's gonna be. Like, I really wonder how the Volt's gonna play out, because I feel like in a firefight, I guess you're supposed to be using a Volt in a close range fight, so somebody's gonna die. But, I mean, sometimes you use it mid-range and you're not exactly fully committed. Unless that's just me, and I just stuck at the Volt, which is very likely. But I think that, yeah, for the Volt, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Maybe they'll buff some of the ammo. That is one good thing about how they kind of took it. That they can just easily buff ammo clip sizes to buff up energy weapon guns and such. Which is
super awesome.
I think that would be pretty cool. But I'd say the triple take would probably be the biggest winner, I feel like. Because stuff like the, especially, now that I think about it, the devotion, like, how is the devotion going to, how is the devotion going to work with this new system? Like, I feel like it's gotta have a pretty large clip size to make it actually still usable. But I don't know, I guess we're gonna kind of have to see. It's just kind of a, an interesting take that they had, and I mean, I guess I can't complain about it. At least they're making changes to the game. Like, always gotta keep it fresh. We need this damn, yeah, we need this. I kind of feel bad for landing out in the middle of nowhere, but I feel like if I don't, then I'm gonna die off rip, and I'm gonna have to keep cutting and clipping the parts that I'm loading into a game, and I'd rather kind of not do that. So I hope it doesn't sacrifice the gameplay, at least, maybe, but hopefully we get into a fight here soon. Yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the best way to make these videos. Obviously, I'm kind of new to this, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you have anything you want me to talk about, also let me know, because I like yapping about things, and if you have something you want me to yap about, I would love to yap about it. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other major changes are. Those are like the biggest ones. I know they kind of killed Axel. I will say they kind of took her behind the barn and dealt with her, because some of these changes to her ult are kind of crazy. I'm not gonna run over there. Oh my god, I just want to fight now. Some of those changes are kind of crazy, especially the tack rework. Her tack is like half of her character, obviously. But going from 5-second boost to slide to 3 is actually pretty crazy. That changes some distance. So, that'll be interesting. How did this guy... not get shot sooner. Okay. But I think that's going to be, yeah, Axel, definitely going to see a lot less Axel. I think we're going to probably see a lot of Bloodhounds if they come out a little overtuned until they get inevitably nerfed. If they're overtuned, then I don't know where that ult's going. Then I think we're just going to see a lot of Bloodhound. And to be honest, I think I would kind of rather Bloodhound's meta over a Axel meta. So they also adjusted Seer a little bit. I can't remember actually what the Seer changes were. Either way, all I can say is that I'm pretty happy because I'm pretty tired of Seer this season. I'm not a fan of being slowed instantly by a Seer. So that's good. They are boxer, I think. What? Okay. Alright. Are we still getting shot at by another squad or what's going on? Okay, I think we're good. He yelled another squad, so I wasn't sure if he was getting shot at from, like, outside. Guess we're gonna see. Well, I kind of feel bad. We're kind of pieces of shit. We just kind of came in and cleaned up and took all the glory. Classic Apex Legends. I kind of lost my train of thought there. Apologies. I'm very forgetful, I guess. Changes. Yes, Seer. Seer was a problem, I'm not gonna lie. Last, that character is just something, dude. If you buff him, he's too strong and aggravating to play against. If you nerf him, he's just useless. So, I mean, they fundamentally probably need to rework the character, if I'm being honest. But that's obviously going to be a little bit before we get that. Oh my god, okay. Oh, I should have saved my ult for this. This would have been awesome. Okay, there's another squad. This is horrible. And this guy just chucked the greatest nade of all time. Nope, not what I meant. This is horrible. This is horrible. I might be able to save this. He saw me. No, they shot it. I was totally gonna try and take it. No. I think the only thing, the other thing to mention is like World's Edge changes. They're bringing back some of the old POIs. Very cool. I'm excited to see. I think it was shipping yard. Definitely interested to see that again. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember fully, but I remember when the original World's Edge came out. Very cool. So it'll be definitely nostalgic and cool to see that again. Pretty much other than that, I guess that's kind of most of the major changes. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you watching. And I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you next time.